Hi. I don't really have an intro yet, so howdy. I actually built this houseboat like a long time ago. Sometime last year, I think during the summer, planning that I would eventually post it at some point in the future, which I am now. I don't quite remember what inspired me to start building the houseboat, but I do know that once I got into it, I started making up this like entire story that I could play through with like the main sim having been at sea for years with her little pup and finally deciding to dock back into Solani to see what her life has in store for her there. I don't know if I'm actually going to play through this because honestly I am much more of a builder in The Sims. I love the creative outlet that building has, but if a story that I've made up catches enough of my time and attention when like fanning out the details, I will be tempted to try to play through it just because at that point I would have spent like so much time making up this story and The Sims relationships and friendships and career and like all that kind of stuff. I'm actually currently in the middle of a playthrough that I've been doing for like a year now. I mean, not a year, like a year in sim game, maybe I should say, like a year in sim game, and it's this whole like extravagant story that I've made up as well, and I've been having a really fun time playing through that. So who knows, I might play through this as well. I really wanted this houseboat to look like it's been remodeled from an old wooden boat. Like maybe they found this boat somewhere, maybe they bought an old boat from someone, maybe it already was a houseboat, but they, you know, wanted to completely remodel the inside and just gut it and put their own style into it. I wanted it to look like she took different parts from a ton of different places, like maybe she was traveling everywhere, you know, she was going island to island that she found, and every place that she visited she took something there. You know, everything that she collected she would use to continue building or decorating. You know, maybe she bought things secondhand, or maybe she received things from friends and family as well. There's a lot that can go into that concept. I really wanted it to have like a very eclectic look to it, kind of maximalist, but maybe not like full maximalism because it's a houseboat. I don't think it's a good idea to have a shit ton of stuff on a boat. Like imagine if the boat is just way too heavy and it starts sinking and you're like out in the middle of the sea. Like what do you do? Overall, I just wanted the end result to be really like cozy and homey. Like this is the Sims sanctuary, you know? Like this is their safe space, their space all to themselves, and their pup, of course, their little doggo. I remember when I built this, ceiling tiles and panels were like completely new in the game. It was revolutionary. Everybody was raving about the fact that we could finally have different colored ceilings. So I really wanted to use that in this build because considering that the entire boat is made out of wood, I thought it would look really out of place if the ceilings were just white. I used the same panels that I used for the flooring on the ceiling, and I think it works really well with that. I also wanted there to be a lot of plants. I really like that it's really green. I was thinking of when it comes to things like fabrics, like curtains, her bedspread, maybe rugs, or even like the little plushies that I added onto the bed, that they could be a mix of things that she either made herself or maybe got secondhand from different places that she visited. Like the little stuffies, they look like things that she could have crocheted herself, or the curtains, they look like little curtains that she could have crocheted herself. You know what I mean? With the art, same idea. I wanted some things to look like she may have sketched them, or maybe sketches or drawings that she could have got from friends or bought from touristy places that she visited. There are also some pieces that look like photos that she could have taken, especially that one with the doggo in it. Looking at that one, now I'm like, yeah, if I create the sim in-game, I'm gonna have to create that doggo that looks exactly like that. I also gave her a TV and a custom content switch because I thought, you know, people live on boats all the time. They have electricity, they have internet. Like people literally own boats and choose to live on the boat instead of in a house. So I was thinking maybe she's a gamer. That kind of suits the personality that I gave for her, right? She also does have a desk with a laptop because I was thinking if she works, right? Maybe she's a writer, or maybe she does research out at sea and documents stuff on the laptop. There are a lot of possibilities with her career, but I feel like the eco lifestyle career would really fit this, and it would kind of make sense with the idea that I gave as well. I also added in things like books and art supplies, you know, thinking that she maybe dabbles in some reading and drawing, especially like, I mean, imagine being out at sea with like all of the lovely views that you get 24/7, especially if you're docked somewhere like on a little island. The morning and evening views with the sunrise and the sunsets. there's some paint-worthy views there, right? Or even just sitting out there enjoying like a little coffee in the morning and reading a book. I'm just imagining this entire thing in my head right now. She has a regular stove inside the houseboat, but I also added a grill outside on the little patio. Is it called a patio on a boat? The little outdoor area? I'm not sure. But yeah, she has a little grill that she can make some fancy food, you know, fancy grilled vegetables, fancy grilled fish, right? I mean, she's out at sea. She has fresh fish like all the time. Now, the rooftop is something that I really love. There's this ladder on the side that you can see that goes up to it, and it's just covered with plants. I really wanted this rooftop to be like her own personal garden that still has room and area to grow. So I wanted it to already look like it's flourishing, but to still look like there's things that she's working on and things that she's adding in. I even put a bathtub up there because I was thinking if her bathroom in the actual houseboat is small, right? There's limited space. Why not put a bathtub somewhere else to let her just like unwind and relax, especially with the views. It's also kind of shaded by the hanging plants, so it gives a little bit of privacy. But I mean, come on, imagine taking a bath in the morning, like when you just wake up with your coffee, looking out into the sea at the beautiful sunrise. Like, doesn't that sound amazing? There's also a little couch up there and like a little lemonade tray for some fancy drinks, a couple of lounge chairs too. And also I thought it would be important to make half the rooftop covered, because imagine having the entire thing exposed to the sun out in the middle of the sea with how strong the sun is, especially in a tropical area, right? Like, imagine the sunburns. At least I'm thinking of the sunburns because I am pale as fuck, right? So, oh, and there's also a little like yoga and wellness spot because I thought that fit the aesthetic of the build too. Overall, I honestly had a really fun time building this. I think it really sparked my creativity. I think it also really put my building skill set to the test in The Sims. I've built a lot before. I'm really comfortable building a lot of different houses, a lot of different styles, but something like a houseboat is very different. I mean, to begin with, houseboats don't exist. Boats don't really exist in The Sims, right? Like, you can't really have something like a cruise ship or like a yacht in The Sims, right? So a houseboat also wouldn't really function like a boat, but it can function like a little house that's docked by the island. And thinking of the shape that it was gonna be and how it was gonna make it look like a somewhat realistic boat, it was really fun to work around that. I'm honestly like really tempted to go in game now and to create the sim and the doggo that would live in this, just because even just recording this, I've made up so many more things in my mind that could work in a story like this with this build. I'm excited to do more builds like this that challenge my skill set and really work my creativity. It's really fun to do interesting builds like this. I have a really long build that I've been working on for a very long time that is supposed to mimic a building in another game. So anybody that has ever built in The Sims 4, you know that when it comes to trying to replicate other buildings, whether it's real life buildings or buildings in other games, it is so difficult. There's so many restrictions on how you can build and like the sizes of things, but not even that, like I have spent so many hours looking for custom content that will fit the style of that build. But I'm hoping I'm gonna get that done soon because it's actually really cool. Like, I'm actually really enjoying building it. It's just taking a very long time because it's also a very big build. So of course it'll take a lot of time. But other than that, I hope to find other fun things to build like this. Maybe it would be fun to try to build like a tiny home version of a houseboat, like turn on the constraints of the tiny home build in The Sims and then try to build a houseboat within that. I feel like that would be fun. I feel like that would be really fun to try. It would definitely be a challenge, but I think it'd be a fun challenge. So I might try to do that. I also have a couple of other Sims uploads that I am preparing to upload soon enough as well. I also have other gaming content on this channel. I have recently just finished playing through Skyward Sword and I'm working on editing those episodes. Even though all the episodes aren't out yet though, you can watch all of the VODs. I have them uploaded in this channel. So you can even just go into my VODs playlist. They are all there in my VODs playlist. I'm also working on this really fun Skyrim quest that I've been enjoying on stream lately. That's another thing. You can also join me on stream live on Twitch every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. Mondays and Thursdays I do 4 p.m. EDT, and then Sundays it's 1 p.m. EDT. Sometimes I take the day off, but usually I will post about that on Twitter. So if you want to know all of my updates, you can also follow me on Twitter as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm a fairly new YouTuber and content creator, but I really love doing all this for fun, so I thought I would share it. But yeah, subscribe if you like the content, like the video if you like the video. Leave a comment too about your favorite thing about the build or other other build ideas that you have. Might spark a little creativity in me. I will end this video with a few different photos and angles from the build. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys tune in to other videos that I have. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!